She is mentally unfit. My dad yelled. The judge leaned forward. Sir, your daughter holds a higher security clearance than anyone in this courtroom. Part 1. My father has been calling me crazy since I was 14. Not to my face, to everyone around me. Slowly. Quietly. The way you poison a well one drop at a time so nobody tastes it until the water's already killing them. I'm 37 now. That's 23 years of drip. It started the night I found his other life. I was in 8th grade, looking for the Wi-Fi password on his laptop because mine was dead and I had a history paper due at midnight. He'd left the browser open. Not to email. To a bank I'd never heard of, with an account my mother didn't know existed. $147,000 in transactions over 3 years. Dinners. Hotels. Jewelry. A monthly wire transfer to someone named Renee Bassett, $2,200 every first of the month like clockwork. I was 14. I didn't understand all of it. But I understood enough. I told my mother. She confronted him that night. I sat at the top of the stairs and listened. My father didn't deny, didn't explain, didn't apologize. He redirected. The way he always redirected. He made it about me. She went through my computer. She invaded my privacy. Something is wrong with her, Linda, she's been acting out for months. Making things up. Seeking attention. She needs to see someone. That was the first time. It wasn't the last. After that night, my mother didn't leave him. She didn't ask about the account. She didn't mention Renee. She chose the architecture of normal, the house, the car, the photo on the mantle, and she chose it over me. Because believing me meant her life was a lie, and believing him meant dinner was still at 6. My father understood something about family systems that most manipulators learn instinctively. You don't have to destroy the person. You just have to control the story about them. And the most effective stories aren't loud. They're ambient. Background noise that everyone hears but nobody questions. You know how Nora is. We've been worried about Nora for a while. She's always been a little difficult. It breaks our hearts. We've tried to get her help. That phrase, you know how she is, was his masterpiece. It never made a specific claim. It created a space for the listener to project whatever they wanted. Dramatic. Emotional. Unstable. Unhinged. My father didn't have to call me crazy. He just opened the door and let other people walk through it. My mother echoed it. My older brother Jake absorbed it. My aunts, my cousins, Grandma June's church friends, they all breathed in the narrative like secondhand smoke. 23 years of it. You can't wash that out of fabric. You have to burn the fabric. I left home at 18. Not running, redirecting. I joined the Air Force because I needed a system that judged me on evidence, not narrative. A system with paperwork and standards and evaluators who didn't care what Gerald Crane said about me over pot roast. The Air Force didn't think I was crazy. The Air Force thought I was exceptional. I scored in the top 2% on the ASVAB. I was selected for intelligence training at Goodfellow Air Force Base. I was granted a TS/SCI security clearance, top secret, sensitive compartmented information, which is the highest classification level the United States government issues. The clearance process took 14 months. It included a single-scope background investigation, a full polygraph, financial audits, interviews with my neighbors, my teachers, my high school guidance counselor, a girl named Dana I sat next to in 10th grade biology, and a comprehensive psychological evaluation conducted by a licensed Department of Defense psychologist named Dr. Karen Webb. Dr. Webb sat with me for 4 hours. She assessed my cognitive function, emotional regulation, personality structure, stress response, and behavioral history. At the end, she wrote a 7-page report. The summary line read, Ms. Crane demonstrates no indicators of psychological instability, personality disorder, or cognitive impairment. She is highly organized, emotionally regulated, and analytically rigorous. Clearance recommended without reservation. The United States government looked at every corner of my life, every relationship, every transaction, every school record, every neighbor's opinion, and concluded that I was stable, trustworthy, and fit to access the most sensitive intelligence the country produces. But at Thanksgiving, my father still leaned across the table and told my aunt I was struggling. I served 8 years. Left as a senior airman with commendations. Took a position with a defense contractor at a salary my father couldn't have reached in his best year. Bought a house. Built a life. Quietly. Competently. Entirely outside the orbit of my family's fiction. I never told them about the clearance. Not because I was hiding it, because they never asked. Not once, in 8 years of service, did a single member of my family ask me what I actually did. They knew I was in the military and later worked for a government contractor. That was enough for them. Enough to nod politely, change the subject, and return to the approved programming. Kevin's sales numbers, Brooks' practice, Dad's opinions, Mom's updates, and Nora's ongoing instability. Then Grandma June died. And the fiction my father had been whispering for 23 years tried to become law.